Hello everyone, it's AEW91, Anthony Hable here, and today we're coming to the end of 2018. So wow, what an eventful year it's been. Quite an eventful year for everyone, including me. I did pretty well in terms of my game reviews and stuff, although I have been playing a lot of RPGs. Mainly Final Fantasy 15 as DLC. If you guys haven't seen those, yeah, those were the ones I spend the most of my time on. I'm playing plenty of Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2017 game. Cyber Dimension Neptunia, Tales of. Trying to get back into Aquelds and all that. It has been a bit of a slow build for me, but I'm hoping 2019 I work a little bit more better on my game review stuff. So anyway, guys, I will talk about that in a blog on my GameSpot channel, seeing about what I did this year of 2018. See how I can improve for 2019. I'll work on my New Year's resolution. But that's not what I'm here for, because I'm here to talk about the games I bought throughout all of December. Now, I am going to go ahead and just include the games I also got for Christmas as well, because, yeah, why not? I think they should be counted this time. Yeah, why not? Wouldn't be fair if I left them out. But I'm also going to talk about some of the other stuff I picked up as well. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to talk about what games I got, my recent accomplishments throughout this month, and then I'll give you all a little Happy New Year's and off. Alright, so let's begin with what I got. First of all, I got a game for the PlayStation Portable, and it is Call of Duty Road to Victory. Now, I was thinking about getting this digitally for the PlayStation Vita, so I can play this on my Vita, but there is only a digital release, only in America, I believe. Or you can only get a digital release on the Vita if you've pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified for the Vita, which will have a secret code which will give you the chance to play Call of Duty Road to Victory on the PSP. I highly doubt that over here in the UK, that code exists. The codes like that exist to the UK release of Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, and I have looked on the PSN store to see if there's a digital release of it. There isn't. So Call of Duty Road to Victory, it's a World War II Call of Duty game, and like I said before, the best Call of Duty games were always in World War II. I always liked the Call of Duty games of World War II. This is a great one to have. I don't think I said some of the best Call of Duty games were considered in World War II. To be honest, I can't remember if I said it or not in one of my previous videos. But anyway, I played the first 2 levels of this to see this working on my PSP system. It works really well. Controls take a little bit of time to get used to, because the PSP lacks 2 analog sticks, whereas the PlayStation Vita, it has 2 analog sticks. So you have to aim using the face buttons and move with the analog stick. And it's not a bad game. It's actually pretty good. But what the PSP can do, For a PSP game, it's actually okay. So, yeah, go ahead. Go figure. Next up, Resident Evil 6. I got Resident Evil 5 for the PS3. Now I got Resident Evil 6 for the PS3. Resident Evil 6 was when Capcom really focused way too hard on the action side, on the action scenario side of Resident Evil. It's where they just focused too much on action and explosions in your face as possible, and to try and target a wider gaming audience, but it didn't do a very good job of it. And I have seen multiple reviews of Resident Evil 6, including Professional Jared and Cat Icarus's reviews of Resident Evil 6. They say it tries too hard to appeal to everyone, and that the gameplay is so lost that it's either poorly optimized, and it causes you to jerk around too much, and the story is either lost or just a lot of it becomes absolutely mute. It becomes moot. Jay's campaign is the worst, with a chase sequence on any type of vehicle you can imagine. Chris's campaign focuses way too much on shootouts, and I know everyone all says Leon's campaign is the best of them all, but it's still just awful. If you read like everyone's reviews on Resident Evil 6, you can kind of see what I mean. The controls are not that great either. It's where the first-person camera is so too close to your character, it becomes cumbersome to know exactly what's going on. And the game throws all sorts of cheap quick-time events at you that sometimes you just don't have the chance to just react to it, and you die constantly because of how cheap and frequent they are. So, although Resident Evil Survivor is the worst Resident Evil game in the series, this one comes close to being a craptacular Resident Evil game because of how much they tried to make it appeal to everyone, but alas, it wasn't. It was a terrible game, and it was then Capcom finally realized what they've done wrong and put the series back on track with Resident Evil 7. Next up, Dishonored 2. Now, one of the things I was trying to do a couple of weeks ago is buy myself a new PlayStation 4 controller, one of them Pro controller things, and I found a Revolution Pro controller, and I tried it and it didn't work. Thankfully, my nephew Kyle gave me a little message to say that the cables that you have to use for them are very extremely faulty, and they tend to break very, very easily. So I ended up taking it back, and I ended up replacing it with a voucher that I got for Dishonored 2. Now, I haven't played Dishonored before, but I know it's a first-person sort of game in a fantasy world, kind of similar to the Elder Scrolls games, like Oblivion or Skyrim. Except Dishonored is something more of a stealth-orientated game, kind of similar to a game like Thief, The Dark Project. We have to sneak around, do things. And in Dishonored 2, you've got like a storyline or something where you can choose from either to play as the man or the woman. Yeah, Emily or Carvo. And you use each of their unique supernatural powers, gadgets, and weapons to fully explore the world, whatnot. I only played just a few minutes of it just to try and register my first trophy of it. Alright, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, I've only played the first few minutes of it just to register my first trophy for it. And for what I like, but what I can see of it, it's really okay. So I plan to get the first Dishonored as well. I think it's on the PS3 and the PS4, and I think they have their own separate trophy lists. I'll have to look online just to confirm that's true. Right, then I'm going to go through the other things I bought throughout December. First of all, I bought myself a couple of thumbsticks for my PS4. Now I've got two of those equipped on my analog controller, my Onyx controller. I'll show you it in just a moment. So yeah, this is what I got for my PS4. There's a couple of thumbsticks, but there's also a couple of triggers, little trigger covers that you can put on top of your controller. And what it supposedly does, it gives you a little bit of comfort with the thumbs, for your thumbs, or your fingers. You can use one of the thumbsticks that looks kind of resembling an Xbox feel, or you can have some of the thumbsticks that resemble the classic look of the PlayStation brand. The classic thumbsticks of the PlayStation, similar to the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. So yeah, I got it for $7.99, considering the amount I got for it. Well, no, that's not bad, I'd say. And here it is. I'll show you the controller. Here it is, my Onyx controller. Here it is. I'm using these huge chunky ones. They're very comfortable. I actually really like it. It really gives me a bit of comfort when I'm playing my PS4 games. This Onyx controller. Still loving this controller. I will do a review on the Onyx controller eventually, but I really like it in the feel of these thumbsticks. It's really good. Now next, I bought myself a PlayStation calendar. This was something I just happened to have spotted when I was in a store in Cardiff called Calendar Club, where they have all sorts of different calendars based on all types of hobbies that you're into, either sport, TV shows and whatnot. And they had a few gaming related ones. I mean, they had a Super Nintendo one. They had a Destiny 2 one, Bungie's Destiny 2. World of Warcraft, Zelda, and so forth. But the one I was interested in the most was the PlayStation one. On here it's got all the various popular PlayStation franchises. It's got Bloodborne, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian, Uncharted, Wipeout, and Horizon Zero Dawn, and so forth. It's really good, and I actually got this very cheaply as well. It was on a sale, so I figured I'd get it. So I'm putting this up tonight before I go to bed. Or I might just put it up at the end of the video after I've done this video or something, just to give me something to do. Right, now then, I'm going to talk about my Christmas presents now. I got 3 games for my PS4 for Christmas, all physical, and I already covered them in my Christmas, and I already showed them off in my Christmas video, but I figured I might as well go through them in deep. I might as well go through them again, because I have spent a fair amount of time with them. Alright, so the first of the Christmas presents is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I wanted to add this, you know, for the FPS collection on the PlayStation 4. I plan to collect every FPS game on the PS3 and the PS4, you know, just for the sake of trophies and all that. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is the 4th game in the Call of Duty Black Ops series. I'm not even sure why they had to make a Black Ops 4. Considering Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 doesn't necessarily have much to do with the storyline of Black Ops. I think. I'm not 100% sure myself. And then again, I'll probably have to play the Call of Duty Black Ops games just to confirm if what I said is true. But one of the things about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 that does disappoint me is they focused way too much on the multiplayer. They got an all new mode called Blackout, which is like a Battle Royale style mode, where 100 players are in this huge map. They all have to scour around with find weapons and items and use them and so forth, and use them to take out other players and be the last one standing. Yeah, it's either a mode that people are gonna like or people aren't gonna hate. To me, I've only played it just like twice, 3 times actually, alone, solely, so I can try and get used to it. It's very complex, and it can be too much when there's like dozens of people all shooting at you. It really isn't that great of a mode. But the zombies and the other multiplayer maps, yeah, if you enjoy those, then they're your cup of tea. But the biggest upsetting thing, no single player campaign. All you get in terms of single player is just tutorials showcasing how to play the online multiplayer and some skirmish maps. That's it. That is the most upsetting thing about Call of Duty Black Ops 4, lack of a single player campaign. I hope the next one will go back, the developers will go back to their senses and truly bring back the single player campaign I've been waiting for. Right, next one, Battlefield 5. Now this one has a single player campaign, and I actually really like the single player campaign on it. It's called War Stories, and they showcase some all new characters that take place during the World War II era. And I like that Battlefield has gone back to the World War II setting, but kind of like how Call of Duty World War II wanted to take the Call of Duty series back to World War II. Which was really good, and I liked how what they've done with it. And of course, it looks great. It sounds awesome as well, and the explosions are really sweet as well. The online multiplayer I have not tested because I really do want to go through the single player campaign. And I've played two sides of the war stories. One of them being the French Resistance, I think, and there's one where you're Bridger. And I have to say, Bridger's campaign is the best for me because the dialogue that Bridger has with his commanding officer is just hilarious. I love it. A lot of it just makes me laugh. It just really makes me want to go on YouTube and just find the video, okay, and just laugh with it, because it is just a laugh to listen to the Bridger side of the story. Because it's just such a laugh out loud campaign. But other than that, I really like Battlefield 5. It's a return to form of Battlefield. It's not as great as Battlefield 1. I think. Not as great as Battlefield 1. But still, Battlefield 5 is a really good entry in the series. And it's still better than... Another little jump cut there. But anyway, Battlefield 5, it's a great entry in the series, and it's still a lot much better. It's not as great as Battlefield 1, but it's better than Battlefield 4. And lastly, but not least, this is one I've been wanting to show you guys, is Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R. This was one of the few other games I wanted to get off because I've been trying so hard to look around for this game in game stores, but none of them had it. So I thought, you know what, I'm having this for Christmas instead. Because that way it'll be a stress relief having to try and find it second hand, because I highly doubt anyone would want to sell their copies of this game in, because it is such an obscure game, and that's what's interesting, is people is getting into these obscure types of games. But they are pretty fun. And they're much more entertaining role-playing games than all these, like, you know, all these big shot developers all trying to be all flashy with the story and all that. And I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy 15, the game that you weren't worth 10 years waiting for. But in any case, I finally got it for Christmas. Now, Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R, or Hyper Dimension Neptunia Victory 2R, as it's properly known as, is a rehash of Mega Dimension Neptunia Victory 2. And I have that game here. Here it is. Neptunia Victory 2. Now they're kind of almost exactly the same game. It's almost exactly the same, but it has a few changes and a few balance changes as well. And the graphics have been slightly a bit updated as well. And it's also got the compatibility of VR. Now I do not have the VR headset for my PS4. But you do not need the headset to play this game. You can just play through the whole game, and the VR headset is just only for the VR portions. Where optionally you can use the VR headset, or you can just view it on your television screen if you don't have it. It's not necessary. It's not a necessary gimmick. So you could just play with just a regular controller if you're just so inclined. But what's cool about the VR setup is all the Neptunia characters come to life in virtual reality. And you get to like be one-on-one up and close with the 4 main goddesses, including what I think is like an adult Neptune. Like an other, like she calls herself the other Neptune. But I'm just assuming it's future Neptune. Neptune in the future or something. And it's a shame that they don't have, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, that they might have, there might be one where you can have Uzume as well in it, although I haven't played that far into the game although I haven't played very far into the game to find that out for myself. I do know you do the VR sections with the 4 main goddesses, plus the other Neptune as well. There's like 2 Neptunes, I believe, in the game you see. I'm not sure when you see the other Neptune. I'll probably see it for myself. I'm at the point where Neptune just got back from Planetoon, and she has to do a task to get his to our the Planetoon's Oracle out of a little malfunctioning state or something like that. And all I am doing, I'm just grinding. There's a fight in the game I'm looking to try and see if I can beat and see if I can win it. because I've been looking at videos to see which one it is and see if I could do it. It's a fight with the gold third, with these four women called the gold third. I'm not even sure why they call it the gold third when there's actually like 4 of them. It should be called the gold fourth or something. But in any case, I've been looking at videos on the V2 hard version to see if they can be done. So now they can't be done on the first time on the original version, the Mega Dimension Neptunia Victory 2. But I looked at videos. Some people are trying to do, and some people fighting the gold third the first time you fight them. And I looked at some clips and at like their levels and stats and how much damage they were doing to them, and it does look like I might be able to do it if I like grind it to like a ridiculous amount of levels, or download the Ultimate Weapon DLC packs or something. I might be able to give it a try and see if I can do it myself. I'm willing to give it a shot. If I can't do it, then yeah, I wasted my time. But it was worth a couple of shots. It was worth a shot. But I gotta put my RPG pride to the test at some point. But there is one kind of negative thing about, some negative things about Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R. Number 1, no DLC characters. That means you do not get Omeo, the little talking fish, joining your party. Gold Eater, which I think is a reference to the God Eater, that's it. God Eater is a reference to the God Eater series. And one of the funniest characters I've ever seen in my life, Nep-Nep. Where it's like Nep-Nep, but with this really weird, freaked out face. And which means if you want the DLC characters, you're just going to have to play the original version of Mega Dimension Neptunia Victory 2. Because the DLC characters are in this one. And I've been told also no New Game Plus, also for the Victory 2R version as well, which is also kind of a bummer. And all of the graphics have been slightly updated on the V2R version. During gameplay, it now runs at 30 frames per second, whereas everywhere else it runs at 60 frames per second, including the intro, which also runs at 60 frames per second. Which means, why couldn't we get the gameplay to be at 60 frames per second? Kind of bizarre. It's kind of like with Tales of Xillia. You're able to get the battles to run at 60 frames per second. Why not everywhere else? But in any case, guys, I'm happy to have Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R. This is a great addition to my JRPGs list. And I will play this, maybe in the future. But I'm only just going to play this in small bursts. The Neptunia game I am going to play, though, to start my quest in the Neptunia library, is the very first Hyperdimension Neptunia on the PS3. Which I plan to do after Tales of Vesperia, the Definitive Edition, and Tales of Hearts R. Maybe, if I plan to do that one afterwards. So that's that. I'm gonna put this back in now. Right, here we go. So that is all my games I bought throughout all of December, including all the games I had for Christmas. I really enjoyed my Christmas. Now for my recent successes. I've finished Tales of Innocence for the Nintendo DS. I'm planning to get a review on that game done during the new year. Alright, another jump cut. So yeah, I finished Tales of Innocence for the Nintendo DS. I plan to get a game review of it started soon, and I would have liked to have taken a bit of time to do the optional stuff, but because it was getting close to the end of the year, I just decided, you know what, just finish the game, just go for the story and just end the game up right here, right now. And I was level 66, I believe, when I finished the game. The final boss is against Matthias. I didn't have any trouble fighting. I didn't have any trouble fighting her. I know she comboed me a few times, but I didn't even die. None of my party members died a single time against her. And the reason for that is, I paid, a ton of grade points on an armor, which gave Ruka, game's protagonist by the way, a ridiculous amount of defense points, which really meant that every attack enemies do was just only like was only like almost at 1 point. Most of the enemies I fought would only do 1 damage to Ruka. That's right, 1 point of damage to Ruka. And it was just ridiculous. It made me ridiculously overpowered pretty much. And the only challenge I had was just trying to keep all my other party members alive. There were a few things I didn't like in Tales of Innocence, you know, like getting hit when you're using an item interrupts your item animation. I hated that the most. And some of the controls take a little bit of time to get used to. But other than that, Tales of Innocence was a huge improvement over Tales of the Tempest. And I will get on to working on more of that, and I'll be working on a game review on that soon. What other successes I've done? Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2017 version, still playing that. I've been playing the online multiplayer. I'm really trying to get back into it. Doing a couple of challenges, and then I'm going to work on the Starfighter trophies. And then I'm going to eventually start working on the single player trophies. Or I might just work on the single player mode first, and then follow it up with the platinum trophy. Then go online and work on the platinum trophy there. Because I'm quite close to getting on 100% trophies on that game. All thanks to like all the new maps and all the rebalancing and all that. And maybe soon I'll start watching the Star Wars movies again to re-evaluate my interest in Star Wars. Alright, so there's going to be quite a bit of stuff I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be talking about the game. I'm going to start working on the Game of the Year blogs, the games of 2018, the best, worst, and most disappointing games of 2018. I'm going to start working on those. Tales of Innocence review. I'm going to start that. There's my 2018 review, where I'm going to be talking about, what I have been doing, what games I have done throughout 2018 and hope I can do better for 2019. And then I'm going to talk about my New Year's resolution. And all of these are going to be separate blogs on my GameSpot channel, so I'll be separating all of those. So I hope you guys enjoyed enjoyed me rambling on there. So I'm not going to waste any more of my time rambling. So I'm hoping that you guys had an enjoyable time of 2018. I had a good time of 2018 myself. Got a couple of stuff. And I'm still working towards building up more trophies. I'll eventually do a blog on those. See how many trophies I got throughout 2018, how many platinum trophies I got from 2018. I've got quite a few platinum trophies, but not as much as my friend Thomas. He's on his 22nd platinum trophy already. And all I've been doing is just online multiplayer. On the other games I've been playing. I've been trying to gather, well, I'm struggling to gather all my stuff together. But oh well, hopefully by then, hopefully by 2019 at the start, there'll be time to start doing some real trophy hunting. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Here's to 2019. We'll be doing all of our reviewing stuff all over again. So stay tuned to all the new content that I'm going to be doing. Hope you enjoyed 2018, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in 2019. Have a good year, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.